All right, the level of concern when it comes to my memory is starting to get pretty heightened. So let me start off by saying, since this is the last week of the bulk, I was gonna have some fun. I was gonna come in here and when I could, I mean, maybe this wasn't supposed to be because the squat rack is occupied right now, but I was gonna come in here, do a last heavy squat session until the cut's over. So since this was the last week of the bulk, I was gonna go back there and throw 500 pounds on there, see what I could get for a couple sets. And what do you know? I forgot my belt, and that I am not squatting without my belt. I've had some pretty good luck through the years, not having any lingering injuries, except for when it comes to these past 2 years. Um, I mean, what's it been? It's been like a year and a half, probably starting to creep up on 2 years since I, you know, did whatever I did to my back. I still don't know, and it's still lingering. It'll just come and go. So even with lightweight, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't squat. So considering I forgot my belt, here we are doing leg press again. And then the other thing is, I forgot to charge my mics last night. So I'm hoping between the two of them, I have enough battery to get through this workout. I might have to cut back on the chit chat a little bit, focus more on the work, which that's a good thing really. Give me to shut up maybe for once. um, so yeah, I'll be honest. I was kind of excited to do some squats. See how many. It's been a while. Um, but see how many reps I could get with 500. Do a couple sets. But I guess that'll have to wait till after the cut. I mean, I still might throw some squats in while I'm cutting. It just won't be heavy. It'll be nothing what I consider fun. It'll be probably lighter, maybe around 400 pounds, maybe less than that when I really, really start to get into it. But yeah, and then I don't know what happened, but they got these new 100-pound plates in here, and I've been liking them because it saves me a couple trips per side, and they're not here anymore. So, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but this last 45 is actually, it's like right there at the edge of the machine. So we might lose a 45 on each side mid set, three quarters of the set. I don't know when, but chances are we're going to lose a plate. I'm just going to keep going until I can. I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Last week I did, last week was the week I did like 8 or 9 sets on this. I just wanted to have some fucking fun. Not going to do that this week. So I'm thinking like, I'll say like 3 with this weight, and then I'll probably do a fourth one. Um, I don't know. Go down to, how many's on here? 11. Maybe take these 25s off and go down to like 8 or 9. Do another set with a shorter rest, like always. We won't call it a drop set, but it'll be something like that. That'll be 4 sets, and then we'll move on. Um, no, I'm not gonna do that. I almost said maybe I'll even do a 2-second eccentric, but I'm not doing that today. All right. Well, just like I predicted, we lost one on each side. That's perfectly okay in my book. I'll just throw them back on, and we'll do two more. That felt really good. Whew. I wouldn't call these eccentrics, but I was trying to go somewhat slow to reduce, the chance of these falling off, less whip and explosiveness, which if you're trying to build muscle to a certain extent, that's kind of what you want to do anyways, to a certain extent, but it didn't work. We still lost them. All right, let me throw them back on. How many reps was that? Fucking, no, it shouldn't be no shock, but once again, I didn't really count, so, yeah, anyways, let's throw these back on, and I'll do two more. Well, three more, but two more with this weight. All right, you guys can tell me, but is it a good sign when after just one set, my legs are burning like crazy? I don't know. To me, that's a good sign. I fucking love it. You got to be able to push through, as long as it's a good burn. If you're burning in your tendons and you'll know the fucking difference. That's probably when you should stop. But you gotta learn how to push through that burn, push through that barrier. And if you do it long enough, you learn to love it. Well, it's funny because some days I dread it. If I had a rough day at work or just didn't sleep good, it can be rough. You know what I mean? It can be really rough in here. If I already come in and I feel exhausted, already feel like I had a workout, and everybody who's worked out long enough, you've been there. You know what I'm talking about. But most days I love it. Even on, like I said, unless it's just a really, really bad day, even on the so-so days, if nothing else, it kind of really wakes me up and just gets me in a good mindset. Kind of clears my head, gives me something to focus on. You know, kind of forget about all the bullshit outside the gym and just embrace the suck. That's kind of how I like to say it, because it's gonna burn, it's gonna hurt in a good way. Like I said, it needs to be a good way, not the kind of hurt where you're injured or whatever. Um, but it's a beautiful thing if you ask me. So once that in, and my legs are already fucking burning. So I think we're on to something today. Now, you know how I said I almost did the 2 second eccentrics here. I think when I do the accessory stuff after this, I think I'll probably do. I'll apply that there. I will do the 2 second eccentrics on all the accessory work. Just today, you know, what I think, like I said, last week I did like what 8 sets on here or nine. It was a lot, and it was just a lot on my legs. It was awesome, but you can't do that every fucking week. You just can't unless you have the luxury of not having to work. You can just sleep before and after the gym, something like that. And even then, you're asking a lot from your body. So, yeah, last week I did like 9 sets. The week before, I think, is when I did the 2 second eccentrics on here. And I think I did 5 or 6 sets. So, you know, today it's going to be just fine if I just do 4 normal sets with nothing fancy added to it. Hence why my legs are already burning after one set. All right. Oh, fuck. That was effective to say the least. God damn. Shit. You know, honestly, how much of a fucking fool was I for, to be shitting on the leg press like I did? And I wasn't even, I really wasn't even that vocal about it. I just wouldn't do it. I thought, leg press, I'm gonna go do back squats, thinking it was far superior, which I still, it depends what you're training for. It does. But in terms of just building muscle, for me, leg press, takes first place in terms of compound. Now, I would lean toward hack squat if it didn't bother my knee. This, I don't know, man. I can go heavy, I can go light, put my feet anywhere I want. My knee feels great. So, can't necessarily do it on a hack squat. And on back squat, whether it's Smith or free weight, my lower back usually is a limiting factor. You don't want that if you're training legs, So this takes first place for me. Oh man, oh man. Well, what do you say we do it again? Oh, all right. Let's do one more. Like I said, I'll strip down to probably. I might go down to 8. I was gonna do 9, but let's go to 8. Um, and I might even bring my feet in a little closer. Try to hit the outer sweep of the quad a little bit more. Now I'm guilty of doing this, but I cannot make the mistake here that thinking, oh, I took off X amount of weight, no matter what it is, but thinking, oh, it's gonna be lighter, so it's gonna be easier. I mean, yeah, I guess, but sometimes, I get those thoughts in my head, and then I unrack the weight, and it actually feels heavier because I'm too. I'm thinking that too much. You know what I mean? It can kind of catch you off guard. You always got to respect the weight. What I always say, the weight has a good way of humbling you. Well, when you start thinking like that too much, there's going to be a time when it does. It's happened to me, trust me. Let's go like right there. Not all the way in that I normally go, but that's definitely in more. Let's try that. Oh shit. I could barely get up out of here. And what do I say? Now, could I have done one, possibly two more? Yeah, but I got what I needed out of this set. Doing one or two more, I don't think would have added much of anything. It would have just fatigued me more. You can disagree with me, and I'm sure there are countless people that do that, prescribe to that notion that you always got to go to failure. Like I say, I go to failure maybe only a couple sets of workout, and on the really, intense days that I feel good, maybe 4 or 5 sets out of, say I do 10 to 15. So you don't need to go to failure all the time. You just don't. All right, let's get this shit cleaned up and move on to some leg curls. All right, I'm going to stick to the 2-second eccentric here, with the hopes being that, on the first set, even after doing 4 sets of leg press, I should still get. Let me just try to throw a number out here. An educated guess. I should still get like at least 15. I wouldn't be surprised if I did 16 or 17. We'll say somewhere in there. But my hopes are doing this negative is that on the second and third set, it brings it way down closer to 10, which is kind of the rep range I want to be at. So if I don't throw up on myself first, good Lord, I keep belching. But yeah, we're gonna do this first set. See how close I actually am to my guess here. Not that that's kind of what matters, but it's a fun little game. Oh my god! Can I be honest with you guys? I have no idea how many I did. Oh my god! But I'm thinking, just off, kind of off a hunch, I think I was around 15. Again, not that that really matters, but I was close, I think. You guys know before I do. I'll have to go back and count. I'm not even going to do drop set here. 2 more sets like that here, and then follow it up with 3 sets. Same way on leg extensions. That'll be 10 total sets of legs. Perfect. It's a perfect leg day. So far, feels fucking great. All right, I gotta shut up here. I'm talking way too much. Way too much. Let's kind of re-lock in here and try to bust these out. Make them really good though. Holy shit. Oh my god. What was that, 12? I guess that's about right. I'll be honest, by like the time I got to the 5th or 6th rep, I was worried. I didn't think I'd get 10. The level of difficulty jumped way higher than I thought it would. I knew it was going to get more difficult, but damn. Kind of has me worried about this 3rd set. Am I even going to get 8? I think I will, but fuck, it's going to be a chore. That's kind of what I wanted, though. I wanted a little bit closer to 10 rather than doing 20 plus like I would on the first couple sets if I just did normal eccentrics. All right, I'll do one more, kind of see what happens. Oh, oh my god. All right. Do I look like Chris Bumstead yet? Even close? No, I didn't think so. Oh my god. That was good. Do the same thing on leg extensions. You know, I was wondering why that first set felt a little lighter than what it normally does. And it's because, I don't know if you guys can see, this little knob right here, you can add 15 extra pounds of resistance, and I didn't have that turned. See, you always got to inspect and make sure you have the equipment set up the way you want. And for some reason, I thought I did. This is why you don't think, you just do. Well, maybe not that far, but yeah, I thought I checked it. Guess I didn't. So, all right, what do we got? Two more. Let's knock them out. I wasn't planning on doing rest pause sets here, but yeah, it just kind of happened naturally. So fuck it. One more. That's all I got today. That is it, boys and girls. Good leg day. Ultimately, it's only as good as a pump. No, maybe not, but might be over exaggerating a little bit there. But still, so check it out. You know, it's kind of hard to get this lighting set up the way I want. It's either too bright or it doesn't cast enough shadows like I'd like it to. Kind of sucks. Well, I mean, I'm so far away from the camera, it's hard to tell, but we'll try that. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of out of ideas here. Well, I have one other idea I'll try after this, but let's just do this posing first and kind of see. do you think? Surely I got one good shot in there. Surely. Right? Fuck, I don't know. Man, what a good leg day. What a good fucking leg day. And this is one of those ones where it was especially good because I got 10 sets at a lot of volume, and I don't feel, is after a tough leg day or say a heavy back day, you're doing deadlifts or something, you're going really heavy or doing a lot of volume, you can feel pretty exhausted after that. And that kind of goes, not to exclude other, days, but for me, generally leg day and back day, for whatever reason, take the most out of me. But today, I feel like I got good work, and I'm not super exhausted. So that's a plus. Man, I wish this camera would pick up what I can see in person. It just doesn't. I see veins everywhere, not even on a cut, but it just doesn't pick it up. See, that's too bright, I think. Yeah, way too fucking bright. Okay. Yeah, you guys get the point. Good fucking day. We're done. Tomorrow, another chest day. Can't wait for that. You guys already know. And that'll be the last day of this week. Tomorrow, I'm gonna take Friday off, like I've been doing every other Friday. That's tomorrow, my off day on that day. Take Saturday off, and Sunday starts the cut. I am super, super excited for this. I want to look pretty crazy at the end of it. Maybe not bodybuilding show ready, but really fucking close. Really close. Yeah, we're done. Get my shit up and fucking get out of here. No.